welcome to another edition of the Lynn Lowdown. And today we are talking with Mr. Jason Sidman, and we are going to discuss My Brother's Table's campaign for giving. And as Jason mentioned, it was about a year ago today that me and him had a nice long conversation from our homes, and now I'm in the studio. And I think, Jason, you still at home, or you?
I'm still at home.
You still?
I'm still at home, but it was 1 year to the day when we last spoke.
Yeah, man. So just, time flies. But as moving forward since the last time we chatted, can you just give us some updates on from the last time we had you on?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me again. Boy, I think it's probably easier to start with what hasn't changed. What hasn't changed is that we stayed open for the entire pandemic, and we did not miss a single day, which is something I'm very proud of, and a tribute to the leadership of our executive director, Diane Kuja Hills, who, in a time of crisis, leadership matters, and we have a great leader in Diane, and she really made sure that we were able to fulfill our mission of providing meals to people in need. And we served in the time since we last spoke over 1 million meals, which is staggering, something we never could have imagined. We're now giving out the number of meals in a typical month that we would have in some years. And already here in the first quarter of 2021, we're on track to give out more than 1 million meals again. So, the need remains strong. And even as, there's a lot of optimism out there with vaccines coming out and things starting to reopen. From our point of view, the need is as big as it's ever been. Last month was a record-breaking month for us with over 125,000 meals served. So there's still a really strong need out there.
I read something that you guys were handing out like over 3,000 meals per day or something like around that range. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, these are numbers we never could have imagined in the past. And I'm proud of our organization, of our staff and volunteers of being able to rise to the occasion to meet the need. I'm blown away. We never imagined we would have been able to give out these many meals.
Yeah, and talk about the volunteers, because there's been so many people in the community that's been helping organizations like yourselves, like My Brother's Tables, from city officials to just community leaders, people donating their time, donating their vehicles, getting trucks. Just talk about that, because we saw a lot of that, especially the first couple months when the whole pandemic happened. We definitely saw the service increase as far as community help.
Yeah, I mean, I think with all the sad news of the pandemic, the community support has been extremely heartwarming and inspiring. People have found so many ways to give over the course of the year, from providing food donations. We've had children making masks and selling them and giving the money to the table. It's really even broadened our sense of community. People that hadn't been involved before have really understood that we're on the real front lines here in terms of helping people, and have seen us as a organization that is worth giving to and worth supporting. And so, we get constant deliveries from people of food and other materials that we're looking for to be able to distribute. And it's just been, the outpouring of support has been just incredibly moving and to think about. We really appreciate the strong support that we have in the community.
Definitely. And one of the changes that you've made that, it was probably one of the most obvious changes that many businesses have made as far as providing the meals. You guys are no longer having the residents sit in
Right.
in the building. You have them lined up, and all your meals are to go now. Can you just tell us a little bit about how that process goes now?
Yeah. I mean, in that case, so much has changed. Before, we loved being able to provide our cafeteria for people to be able to sit and socialize and interact with volunteers and staff and each other. And we really thought that was an important service that we were providing for our guests during that time. And unfortunately, we can't do that right now. So everything is to go. Our cafeteria now, if you look at our Facebook page, you'll see pictures of it where it's just loaded with supplies that our staff and volunteers draw from to put together the to-go meals. And we've been giving those out to our guests, but we've also in the pandemic been able to expand our range of services and the people and organizations that we work with, from being able to serve people in medical respite to the New American Association and helping new families with their needs. So it's really been a big change for us, but we've found a way to really meet the need.
Now it's the second annual campaign of giving going on right now. Can you just give us a little background on that? There's also a donation that will be matched by Knights of Pythias. Can you talk a little about that as well?
The Knights of Pythias have been so generous in providing matching funds. We are truly grateful for their support. They're just tremendous supporters of My Brother's Table. And yes, as we've kicked off our second annual From Your Table to Ours campaign, we first did it about a year ago when we spoke last, where we just needed support, and the community was asking how they can support us now that people couldn't come in and volunteer in the way that they had been able to before. And so this campaign was to raise awareness of the need and of the different ways that people could help. And a year later, it was an amazing success, and we're proud of all the work that we've done in that year. But here we are again, and we think, as I said, the need is not going away, and we just want to let the community know we still need your support. As I said, that last year was another record-breaking month. This year could be another record-breaking year. So we really need people's support, and there's so many different ways that you can help. We are seeing some people come back to volunteer at the table. Some people have felt more comfortable since they've been vaccinated, and we could certainly use the help. I mean, so much of the effort has fallen on our staff, who've just worked tirelessly throughout this. So, people who are comfortable volunteering, we could certainly use that help. Certainly, we're trying to raise money here for all of our additional costs and to be able to run the programs that we do and all our expanded programs that we do. Yep. We're also creating a new membership circle for recurring donors called the Serving Spoon Circle, because that just helps us a lot if we have a predictable source of income that we can plan for. It's hugely helpful to us. So we're trying to raise awareness of that need too.
And in the campaign, it's going on until Mother's Day, am I correct, or is it extended?
Yeah. Yep. So it'll be around a week and a half total. So we're about midway through at this point. And, again, what we're seeing so far, not surprisingly, is our community is really stepping up, and we hope they'll continue to do so throughout the campaign.
And the funds from this, they all go to getting food for the food pantry. Or do they go to any other services that you guys provide?
Yeah, I mean, they're all towards our operations, which include food. It could include costs like protective equipment and cleaning supplies that all businesses now need to account for, as well as to support our programs, our delivery programs, and our ability to provide this volume of meals that we haven't provided before.
All right. Now, if people want to donate, and if they just want to donate, so please let them know where they could go to donate.
Sure. So online, it's mybrotherstable.org. That's the easiest way to do it online. but some people prefer to send in a check, and we gladly accept that as well. Whatever way that you're able to support, and really whatever amount. With our recurring donors, one way to think about it is, the money that you might put towards a Netflix subscription is something lots of people sign up for and set it up and really don't think about it after that. And even that amount for My Brother's Table would be hugely helpful. So again, just any amount is needed and will be put to good use.
All right, definitely. Jason, man, time's running out, but
All right.
once again, we are glad to have you on, especially to promote this campaign of giving, that second annual too. So the first one's a success. This one's going to be a success too, and we're happy to help spread the word.
Thanks so much for having me, and I really appreciate you helping us get the word out. Good talking to you again.
Always a pleasure. You guys have been watching the Lynn Lowdown. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen.